Hello, and welcome to our third Bookalope screencast. In our last video, we talked about how to upload our manuscript and how to handle the book cover. Today, and in our next video, we will talk about how to use Bookalope's powerful import tools to extract the structure and content from our uploaded manuscript. But first, let's take a closer look at some aspects of traditional book design. This is the novel Cry Mama to the Moon by Leslie Singh. Both the ebook and the printed book were created using the Bookalope tools. Every book has a structure. Most of the time, a book consists of a front matter, a main matter, and a back matter. The front matter contains title and half-title pages, copyright, dedication, and other pages. The main matter contains the actual story of the book with all of its chapters. The back matter might contain additional appendices or a glossary or other additional information. Then there is the structure of the text itself, including chapters and sections, poems, footnotes, or emphasized text. Such structure is conveyed to the reader by styling the text. For example, the structural element chapter title is styled in a larger font, a poem is styled by indenting it, and the structural element emphasized text is styled using the italic of a text font. If you are curious to learn more about aspects of book design, please take a look at the links in the description of this video. When we import a manuscript into Bookalope, in a sense, we want to reverse the design process and go from the styled text back to the structure of our manuscript. But don't worry, we will apply a professional and much more consistent styling later. For now, let's go to Bookalope and see how we can use the import page to extract the structure and content of our manuscript. When we upload our manuscript, Bookalope cleans up and analyzes its styles in an attempt to derive the structure. The difficulty of this varies. Take, for instance, a plain text document. Even for a human reader, it can be hard to find structure in the absence of any text styling. And sometimes, even styled text can have an ambiguous structure. That is why Bookalope occasionally requires our assistance to extract the text structure and content correctly. And the import page allows us to make any adjustments. There are 3 sections on our import page. The import options tell Bookalope if and how we would like to modify the imported text. The first option, collapse spaces, folds multiple spaces into a single space, and it replaces tabs or special typographical thin or non-breaking spaces with plain ones. The second option, fix typewriter quotation marks, attempts to replace straight typewriter quotation marks with proper curly ones, but it does so conservatively. If Bookalope can't safely fix a quotation mark, then it flags that issue for later. The third option, clean and fix hyphens, replaces various uses of dashes and hyphens with the proper M dash. Again, if Bookalope is unsure, then it flags questionable uses of dashes and hyphens for later. The next section offers style filters. Remember how we just talked about expressing the structure of our book through visual text styling? These filters here help us handle styling more efficiently. Perhaps our manuscript contains a colorful expanse of different styles because we pasted text from another source, or we got a little carried away with the features of our word processor. It can be difficult to work through our text because Bookalope exposes all these different styles as structure elements that we didn't really intend to have. The style filters help to mask such excessive styling, and that simplifies our text structure. We can apply style filters to the paragraph properties and to the font properties. A paragraph can have a name, for example, heading 1 or main text. A paragraph might be an item of a list numeration, or it can be nested and indented deeper than other paragraphs. Or a paragraph might have its own text adjustments or margins. Using the paragraph property filters, we can enable or disable the use of these properties. For example, if we disable the text adjustments property, then all paragraphs in our manuscript will use the same default left adjusted text, and we have effectively filtered out all these text adjustments. Notice how these filters are applied instantaneously to our manuscript. The font properties work just the same. We can filter out the font names, in which case our book will use the same default font throughout. We can also filter out the height, weight, and posture of the used fonts, and whether the text is underlined. For example, when we disable the font name, height, and weight properties, then Bookalope shows our resulting text with only underlined or italicized text styles. And consequently, if we disable all paragraph and font properties, then we work with a plain text document. And that's it for now. It is best to play around with the import options and style filters to find out how they affect the structure and content of our imported books. In our next video, we will talk about reviewing and adjusting the structure that Bookalope has extracted from our document to finish the document import. Thank you for watching.